Count to Jace Card, 1-0. And here's a line right over to left field. And how about a nice leadoff single for Jace Card as we are underway here in Trinity tonight. Thanks for joining us on the SHN Broadcast Network. I'm Rob Hipp, and we'll keep you updated and entertained here as we go on. I want to welcome everybody in, and thanks for being with us on the district opener tonight. Just underway here in Trinity. Beautiful night for baseball. There is not a single cloud in the sky. And as we go on, we will have some tweaks to our cameras. Got my good friend Ty Stutlander Garcia at second, Petty at third, or beg your pardon, Petty at short, Arnold at third, and then from left to right, it's Barron, Ogden, and Price. That is how things are set up. There is a nice breeze here at the Trinity Baseball Stadium. The corners at 340 on each side, left center at 340 and right center at 340. And as you go to the corners over at left at 305 on the right, and then straight away 350. Beautiful American flag waving in the wind straight out there at center field. Early count 2-0 here on Max Tomczak. Good eye to get started. Want to know if you're out there tonight? We'd love to hear from you. You can always let us know. You can text us on the Bulldog fan text line at 522-9105. I give out a lot of numbers throughout the day. 512-522-9105 is the Bulldog fan text line. And again, we'd love to hear from you here tonight. So next right-handed pitch, this one high, and Jace taking off. And a stolen base over to second. He's in scoring position now for New Waverly. 3-0 early count, that last pitch to Tomczak. The good eye continues, 3-0-0, and nothing on the board as we are just underway. Got started pretty much right on time, right after 7. And as I said earlier, I had to make a quick run all the way back to Huntsville as we got over here about 4 o'clock. And I felt good. We have everything set up, and then completely forgot the camera, which hasn't happened in a long time. I feel like it's my first broadcast, Ty. That's the problem. 3-0 the early count. Again, that runner in scoring position is Jace Card. Singled leading off to start this ball game just a few moments ago. We're only on the second batter. Otto Weiland on deck. Here's the next pitch. And they're going to call that one clip in the corner. It looked a little outside, and so now the count 3-1. So good options here for Max Tomczak. The sun is starting to set just behind us. We are high up here right above home plate. Here's the next delivery to the outside. And on a 3-1 walked him. So Tomczak is going to reach on a walk. That puts batters at 1 and 2, or runners at 1 and 2 for New Waverly. We'll go back to the right-handed batter, the center fielder. Third in the order, Otto Weiland. Want to give a shout out to all of our friends at New Waverly. Appreciate Coach Aaron Compton. You know, last year I wanted to come out and cover these Bulldogs, just didn't have a chance to. And now our children are a little bit more grown, and just like basketball, was able to luckily get a sitter. And so we have some folks that are able to help us, which is great. Top of the first we are, and I'm running the scoreboard, so I'll keep up with it as I can. Bunt is placed. Beautiful bunt. That's going to put a runner over at third. And nobody was out there at first. And on the air, one's going to come in and score, possibly 2 for New Waverly. And a nice start here for the Bulldogs. Compton's going to hold them up, but coming around and scoring is Jace Card. And a beautiful placed bunt by Wineland. He'll reach on the air over to second, and then Tomczak is going to come all the way around to third. Nobody was out over there at first on the defensive set. I don't know where Alexander was. The sun, though, is right in your eyes if you're out there at first base. So New Waverly getting the early jump here to start things, leading 1-0, no outs. And we go to fourth in the order. It is Action Jackson Hathorn. New Waverly, the visitor tonight. Here's the next pitch, too far to the outside. Jackson just watches as it goes too far away from him. The early count 1-0. Again, we want to welcome you in. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight on the SHN Sports Broadcast Network. We'll be with you through all the district games this season, on the home and on the road, just like we are at Trinity. Here's the 1-0. This one swung, hops right over the mound, and an RBI single will bring in 1. So Tomczak will come in and score thanks to Action Jackson as he lined one right up left center. And Tomczak coming in and scoring. So a 2-0 early jump here for New Waverly. Beasley still trying to find his rhythm. He's thrown a lot to the outside, and that time Hathorn able to bring one in an RBI single. That'll bring up Daniel Nixon, batting fifth, the shortstop, and then on deck is the second baseman, Camden Allred. New Waverly with the 2-0 advantage here. Here's the pitch. This one over to left center as it will drop, and that should score two as he will round first over to second. Coming in and scoring is Wineland, and also behind him is Action Jackson Hathorn. And how about a double for Nixon? 2 RBI double, and as I like to say, the steaks are cooking. Pull out the ribeyes. It's 4-0 early here for New Waverly. Bring up Allred, sixth in the order. And then we'll go to the bottom three. The 7, 8, 9, the right fielder, Ryson Nunez, who is on deck, followed by the left fielder, Chase Wells, and then the third baseman, Peyton Rayleigh. Right-handed batter Allred here for New Waverly. Stands with that right foot down low in the box. This one over to short, and a error there will get away from the first baseman as Nixon will stand tall over at second. I'll give Allred the hit over to first, and then he'll reach on the error over to second. So a couple of errors here early for Trinity is setting up New Waverly nicely with that early 4-0 advantage with runners on 2 and 3 for the Bulldogs. There is Nunez. So again, Nixon over at third, Allred over at second. This pitch high and to the outside on an off speed to Nunez. We get to the bottom of the three here for New Waverly. 4-0 your score, top of the first, no outs, runners on 2 and 3. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Beautiful night for baseball here in East Texas. Here's Beasley. This one, swing and a miss. Nunez. It's only the second strike of the night. The early count here is 0-1 on Ryson Nunez. Ryson playing on the basketball team as well. They had a nice run, got to the third round of the playoffs, and getting to play some baseball here as we're underway in the district opener. Here's the next pitch. A little bit too high, and that'll even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count, runners on 2 and 3. New Waverly leads 4-0. We're underway here in the top of the first. Here's another pitch. This one also a little too high and on that outside corner. Puts Ryson ahead, 2-1 on the count. Again on deck is Chase Wells, the left fielder, and then we'll go to the bottom of the order, Peyton Rayleigh. Beasley, left leg up, here's the pitch. And walked him. It was actually 3 balls, and so that's the 4th, and so now Nunez will reach on a walk, and so bases are loaded for the first time tonight. Coach going to come out here for Trinity, and we probably will have a, I don't know if we're going to have a talk or a pitch and change. It has not been a good go here for Beasley to get started. Great young man, and Coach is going to come out there and talk to him and settle him down. We'll take a brief break as we continue on. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN District Opener tonight here in Trinity. It's brought to you in part by the Oak Ridge Disciple House, a faith-based nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. More information is online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. We'll take a break. We'll continue on here in a moment. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball. Back at it, friends, as there was just a discussion to try to settle Beasley down a little bit, get his head in the game here as the sun continues to set just a few glimpses of sunshine on the Trinity Tigers baseball park. This is the Ira Runt Carroll baseball field on the campus of Trinity High School. Only about 40 minutes or so from New Waverly. We'll get back into it here as it is the top of the first. Bases loaded for New Waverly, and here's Jace Wells as he places a bunt, but it goes foul off the third base line. The early count here is 0-1. A lot of folks that are helping to make our coverage possible this year. We'll get to those throughout. One of them is Give God Glory G3, Give God Glory Baseball. We appreciate their generous support, and then also Texas Signature Roofing. I appreciate the Hathorn family. Here's the 0-1. Low in the dirt to even us up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, let us know you're out there tonight. The Bulldog fan text line is open as always at 512-522-9105. We always love to hear from you. And let us know that we're getting out tonight. Here's the next pitch. Low corner. Good eye here by Wells. Takes us to 2-1. So far, we've only seen 3 strikes. That's through 8 batters. Wells, currently that 8th batter, will go to the bottom of the order. Peyton Rayleigh will get a chance here in the first. Here's Beasley. Kicks up the left leg, the right-handed pitch. Boy, these are just not getting in the zone for him. And now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. No outs. Again with Rayleigh on deck here. Third baseman at the bottom of the order for New Waverly. 23 3A district opener. And another walk, and that's going to force in a run as Nixon will come in and score on the forced walk. Howard over to third, Nunez to second, and Wells, he reaches on a walk. So back-to-back walks here, and that'll bring up Peyton Rayleigh. Trinity 2 wins, 11 losses, 1 tie in non-district play. New Waverly at 5-12, but they have played up. They don't play easy teams in the non-district, and that's what sets them up for a lot of success here in 23 3A. Coach Compton, a great coach. I've known him for many years, does a great job with this squad. New Waverly leading 5-0 after that run forced in just moments ago. This is another pitch that's just outside, and the count 1-0 here on Peyton Rayleigh. Trinity 23 3A, that's a good pitch. Little off speed, clips the corner, finally painted one in there for a strike to make it 1-1. New Waverly, area finalists last year. Here's the 1-1, curve way too far to the outside, 2-1. Returners on this team: Colin Conover, Jackson Hathorn, Jace Card, the junior, Nathan Dippery, Levi Brett, Daniel Nixon, Max Tomzek. He was a district newcomer last year. Currently, though, Rayleigh here. Here's the pitch. And another one that's called ball. It's 3-1. As I said earlier, New Waverly playing up. They played Montgomery. They played Huntington. They played Madisonville. All 3 of those losses. Here's one that'll get away on a walk as well. And so that's going to force in Allred for the 6th run. Nunez now over to third. Wells will head over to second. And Rayleigh reaching on a walk. We have had 4 walks. 3 hits so far here in this first, and we have batted around. We'll go back to the top. Boy, that's going to get my score sheet messed up. As we go back to the top, Jace Card. Card 1 for 1, singled. Stolen base over to second, eventually came around and scored on that Hathorn RBI. Here's the first pitch. Right there at the cheekbone, the shave pitch. Too close to the inside, 1-0. JV playing earlier, they run ruled that game as New Waverly taking care of business on the JV side. The pipeline is good here for New Waverly baseball, by the way. Here's the 1-0. That one right near the wrist of Jace Card. Good eye to not flinch, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. You know, Coach Compton knows a really close friend of mine by the name of Adam Foster. Foster used to be at Georgetown, where I used to live for many years, grew up, called Georgetown High School baseball for many years, and Coach Foster taking the 5A Georgetown Eagles to the state championship a couple of times. They never got the win, but they did get it under Jordan Vieira a couple of years ago. But Coach Foster moving on to Angelo State. The reason I bring him up, he's a great coach, and Coach Compton thinks very highly of him, and they have talked over the years, given each other advice. I know that Coach Foster's given a lot of great advice to Coach Compton. They're just great people and something to be proud of in this new Waverly community. You've got great leadership, good people here. Last one a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike here on Jace Card as we bat it around. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, goes up to the mound. They're going to throw this one home and out. On the fielder's choice, though, as Card will reach. And Nunez is out for the first out. Wells over to third, Rayleigh over to second. So Card will reach on the fielder's choice. Brings up second in the order as we have batted around already. Max Tomzek back out here to a left-handed batter. Max reached on a walk and then came around and scored as part of that Daniel Nixon RBI double just a little bit ago. 6-0 is the score for New Waverly. Commanding lead here with only 1 out. Bases remain loaded. Pitch to the outside. 1 ball, no strikes on Tomzak. He went 3-1 before that eventual 4th ball to reach on the walk on his first opportunity tonight. Temperature already starting to drop. Got into the low 80s today. Again, as I said, a beautiful night for baseball here. Here's a nice pitch. The off-speed drops just into the corner for a strike, and that'll even us at 1 across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. New Waverly leads 6-0. As we are about 20 minutes into this ball game here tonight. Here's the next pitch. This one too far to the outside. 2 balls and a strike. New Waverly went 17-15 last year, and then 8-2 in district play. Again, finishing as an area finalist. Here's a hard hit foul off the third base side. It'll go over the batter's cage and inside the fence. To grandmother's house we go. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. An opportunity here for Beasley to put 1 away. Here's the pitch. That one, though, too close to the inside to bring us to our first full count tonight at 3-2. A little countdown on the board at 3-2-1. 6-0, New Waverly leads. We are still here just underway in the top of the first. Max Tomzak already batted once. Reached on a walk, but finds himself here on a full count at 3-2. Beasley, here's the pitch. This one hard hit over to center. Ogden tracing it down, and he's not able to hold on to it. That would have been a hard one as he was running backwards. At the college level, it would have been an error. They're not going to call it that way at the high school level. 2 will come in and score. And so Tomzak with a 2 RBI double as he will bring in Wells alongside Rayleigh. And then that will force Card over to third. 8-0, 1 away. And I think we will see that pitching change, and we will, as that will do it here for Beasley as he allows, again, 8 runs and just 1 out. Did not strike out any. Tough start for that young man, but they'll pull him. And we'll have a pitching change when we come back. Stay with us. It's New Waverly Bulldog Baseball live tonight on the SHN Sports Broadcast Network. We'll be back in a moment. All right, friends, back at it here as Beasley will go out. He only pitched a third of an inning, allowing 8 runs on 6 hits, struck out just 1, and then walked 4, and he is responsible for the 2 that remain on base for New Waverly. That is Card over at third, and Tomczak, who just had that RBI or 2 RBI double. We've already batted around, and here is Otto Wineland back tonight. He is 1 for 1, singled back at his previous at-bat. Got over to second on an error and then came around and scored as part of the Daniel Nixon 2 RBI double. Here's the pitch from Bass, swing and a miss. And the first pitch, a strike. Good pitch there by Bass. Again, want to thank the Hathorn family and Texas Signature Roofing for all of your roofing needs. They've been supporters of all of our broadcasts since I started covering New Waverly. That's a ball, 1-1. Jared Hathorn, son Jackson plays here on this team, and we appreciate them. Again, Texas Signature Roofing. Online at texassignatureroofing.com. Here's the pitch, bounces out of Gamble's glove, but no problem. Got back behind it, 2-1. Trinity under Coach Reese Robinette, 2 years as the head coach. This one will drop right in between over at left, and that will be an RBI single. Good hit there by Wineland as the stakes continue to cook, and that will bring in Jace Card. And now over at third, Max Tomczak. So Wineland bringing in the 9th run. It is 9-0 here in the top of the first. Jackson Hathorn, action Jackson with an RBI single back in the first. He's 1 for 1 so far tonight. Here's the right-handed pitch to the right-handed batter. This one right over in the glove to Petty at short, and a quick line to short for the second out. Now batting 5th in the order, Daniel Nixon. 1 for 1. 2 RBI double a little bit earlier. Again, that score 9-0. As Tomczak did come in to score here. Or beg your pardon, he did not, but I don't know. I'm already out of it. Runners on 1 and 3. Nobody scored, sorry. Swing and a miss here. It counts 0-1. So again, Wineland over at first, Tomczak over at third. 0-1, 2 away. Nixon at bat here, stands in the center of the right box. Here's the right-handed pitch. Low to the corner to even us at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trinity last year, 2 wins, 18 losses, 2-8 in district play. Kenyon Hollis, a returning starter, newcomer of the year last year. Ogden, Vaughn, and Beasley, who was on the mound a little bit ago. Next pitch is a strike on the corner, painted it for the strike, 1-2. Last win coming back on March the 3rd, Latexo Tigers. It was a 12-11 victory, one of the 2 wins this season for Trinity in non-district play. Here's the pitch, too far to the outside. That'll even us up at 2-2. Again, as the season goes on, we may try to incorporate some other cameras. It just takes people to do that. I greatly appreciate Ty for being here. We're going to get him a little more involved, too. I might get him down on the field halfway through this one. Well, he can't get on the field, obviously, but we may get him down somewhere and get him to talk down there. Although we didn't bring we don't have the headset tonight either, though. We'll have to wait. Here's a 3-2. And is that runner out or is he safe? They're going to say that he is safe. And so that will bring in Tomczak. Wineland over to second. And Nixon will score on the RBI single. And now got runners on 1 and 2. And it should be 10-0 now as Tomzak coming in. Here's Allred, this one over the first base line and over the fence behind the New Waverly dugout for the early strike. 0-1 on Allred. He is 1 for 1. Singled back in the first, reached over to second on an error. Eventually came around to score. 10-0 your score here tonight. New Waverly with a commanding lead as we are still in the first. The next one in the box says Allred looked at that one for the strike. 0-2. Next one, foul just overhead. The kid's got to watch out. Oh, you got to be careful out there. The little dude there's a bunch of kids playing baseball over here, and luckily it fell right behind him. It was probably about 5 inches away from that little feller's head, and that would have not felt good on the noggin. Counted 0-2. Here's one straight up the center, and it'll take a bounce at center field. And we are back to bases loaded. 1, 2, and 3. Allred on the single, forcing Wineland over to the third, Nixon to 2, Allred at first. And bases are loaded again here tonight, and we're still just in the top of the first. 10-0 advantage for New Waverly. Here's the pitch. As Nunez swings hard way up into the air, and this one will drop just behind the Trinity Tiger dugout. 0-1. Nunez reached on a walk. Eventually out over at third. Earlier on his at-bat, his second one here. 0 for 0 tonight. And the count 0-1, 2 away. Right-handed pitch to the right-handed batter. Here it is. High upstairs. The fastball at 1-1. Again, let us know you're out there tonight. Always love interacting with the audience. Our phone number, 512-522-9105. Again, it's 512-522-9105. That's where you can let us know that you're out there watching tonight. Here's a swing. The first one goes into the back of the fence. First time we've seen that tonight, and we are already 12 at-bats into this, 13 bats into this. Crazy to think about that we're still here in the first. Here's the pitch. This one chopped foul off the third base line. That'll even us at 2-2. 2 away. Trinity just trying to get out of this one. Boy, 10-0. They have an update. Maybe the scoreboard only goes to 9 up there. I mean, I wouldn't think so, but I don't see room for another digit. Surely they would have something there for that. 2's across the board. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, fouled into the net. Count will remain at 2-2. It's again beautiful night for baseball here. This one also fouled in the back of the net. Ty Ramey joining us. Ty Ramey's always joining us. Just a couple of people on the stream tonight, and the people hop in and out throughout the broadcast. Thank goodness for Starlink. That's how we're going to do baseball this year. It makes it so much easier. We don't have to worry about data on rogue areas. Here's another one. This one fouled back the other way off the third base line. This one will go behind the Trinity dugout. And a great bat here for Ryson Nunez as he stays alive. 10-0 lead, New Waverly. Still here in the top of the first. Boy, they have been batting here now in the top of this first, just half an inning into it, for 30 minutes. This one over to left is Barron trying to track it down, drops right in front of him. And so one more run will come in and score. Wineland will score. Nixon over to third, Allred over to second. And the RBI single credited to Ryson Nunez. we're about to bat around twice here in just a few moments. As Jace Wells now for his second time tonight. So they can put multiples up there. I'm pretty sure it's 11 runs. They show 10 on the board. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm counting them on my score sheet unless I missed something. Here's one, and we'll have a 1-3 out, and that will finally do it for the third and final out as New Waverly bats around once. They almost go bat around twice, and a commanding, at least on my score sheet, 11-0 lead as we are through half an inning. We'll take a break. More to come here on SHN. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball. All right, friends, back at it as we'll see Trinity at bat for the first time tonight. 36 minutes of half an inning to start for New Waverly. The scoreboard here at the Carroll baseball field is showing 10. I've got 11 on my score sheet, so if somebody out there wants to correct me, please do so. But as it stands right now, New Waverly has that commanding lead. Here's the first pitch on the way to Beasley. And the curve and the fast curve to the outside. Jace Card on the mound for New Waverly. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Card, quick delivery. This one hit over to third. Pops out of the glove of Riley. That would have been a hard one. And a leadoff single here for Beasley. One of the returners on this team for Trinity this year. A nice hit for Beasley. That'll bring up the center fielder Ogden. Batting third, Arnold. Cleaning up Alexander. Fifth is Barron. If we get to that point, we'll see. So again, a runner on one. And now to a left-handed batter. Here's Ogden, the center fielder from the right hand of Jace Card. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch by Jace Card. 0-1 on Ogden. New Waverly set up its Card on the bump. Tomzak, the catcher. Over at first is Jackson Hathorn. Here's a toss over to Hathorn. Allred over at second. Third is Riley. Daniel Nixon over at short. And then from left to right, it's Jace Wells, Otto Wineland, and Ryson Nunez. That is your setup for New Waverly tonight in their maroon jerseys with the white pinstripe. Here's the pitch. Swung on late, fouled over the net off the third base side and way behind the New Waverly, or beg your pardon, the Trinity fans. And the count now in Ogden at 0-2. Lights on, beautiful night. Wind has even died down here. It's Card looks down a few times, waiting on Tomzak, the catcher. Pitch to the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, I also want to thank Robert Lindeman from Hits Solutions, helping to instruct the Stars to shine. Now, Robert provides baseball training. He's a great coach, one-on-one. He's been doing it for years, and does have quite a few clients in New Waverly. We appreciate Robert Lindeman for all that he does in helping to instruct the Stars to shine. You can visit him online for more information at HITTSS.com. That's Hits Solutions. Here's the 1-2, swung on. Over to right, Nunez is down there, glove up with the right and the snag. And we are 1 away as Beasley will have to remain over at first. Third in the order, it's the third baseman, number 7, Arnold. Right-handed batter here. Trinity in their white jerseys, white pants with the black pinstripes. The numbers outlined and filled in orange, outlined in black. Here's Card over to Hathorn, the pick attempt. Runner dives back. It is Beasley over there at first. 11-0 your scores. We're still in the first here. Over 35 minutes into this ball game and just in the bottom of the first. Here's the next pitch on the off speed, too low for the ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Arnold from the pitching of Jace Card. Card looking down twice. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Even us up at 1 across the board on a ball, striking it out. Next pitch, as a runner will take off, trying to steal over to second. The throw, and he's safe. Beasley with the stolen base. The pitch to Arnold was a ball. It's 2-1. Man, it's been a while. I haven't called baseball. I did some of the New Waverly softball. Maybe got a game in last year. I can't remember, but I feel like it's been probably a good 3 years, and so it takes a little while to get rolling again. It's just a fun night, fun sport. It's the high school level. Here's a pitch. It's a little too high. Ball is 3-1. There's just something special, though, about being out on a baseball park at the high school. It don't matter where you're at. It's just nice to be outdoors. Here's a beltline pitch, and that one too close to the inside. Arnold's going to reach on a walk on a 3-1 count. Will reach there on the walk. So now runners at 1 and 2. Beasley over at second after the single on the stolen base just a few moments ago. And Arnold over at first. This is Alexander. Batter stands centered in the box. Right-handed pitch to the right-handed batter. This one pops up into the air. Jace Card's going to hand this one off over to Allred, and he snags it out of the air over at second. An easy grab for an easy second out. Two away will bring up fifth in the order, the left fielder, Barron. New Waverly with the lead. No runs for Trinity here in the bottom. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Barron bit at it. Took the Bulldog bite and couldn't clamp down. It's 0-1. Next pitch. Painted the corner for the strike. It's 0-2. 0-2, 2 away. Card trying to finish him up. Swing and a miss, and that will take us through 1. Top of the second coming up as Card striking out Barron. We'll be back in a moment. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Stay with us, please. Welcome back at it, friends. We continue on tonight's coverage and all season, made possible in part by our friends at Give God Glory. G3 stands for Give God Glory Baseball, a youth baseball organization outside of the New Waverly area. Started in 2022 by local families who wanted a team that always puts glorifying God first and how the players compete, practice, and act on and off the field. They have teams in multiple age groups. They play in local leagues and regional tournaments. They focus on developing baseball skills, character, teamwork, and faith. If you want to see more about what they are doing, just search for G3 Give God Glory Baseball. Type it all out, G3 Give God Glory Baseball on Facebook. You can find their official page, photos, updates, and schedule information. Appreciate the Nunez family and G3 Baseball. Give God Glory for helping to make our coverage here on SHN possible this year. As again, well, we go back. I forgot to give you the totals, by the way, for New Waverly in the top of the first. They wrap up that inning with 11 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. They left 3 on. And then just moments ago in the bottom of the first, the Trinity Tigers, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, leaving 2 on. It was great pitching by Bass to get things started for the Bulldogs. And so as we start this second inning, we will go back to the top for New Waverly. Or I beg your pardon, no we won't. We'll start at the bottom. I believe it's Peyton Rayleigh to get things started here. It is Peyton at the bottom of the order, as he was the only player that didn't get the bat around back in the first. Bass remains on the bump for Trinity as we get back into action here in just a few moments. And the first pitch hits him. Tattoo shop is open early as Rayleigh will head over on a hit by pitch. 1 pitch, 1 hit, 1 base. We go back to the top of the order. Here's Jace Card. Card 1 for 2, singled. Had the stolen base and eventually came around and scored in the first. He also scored in his second at-bat in the first, reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch high to the outside, 1-0 here on Jace Card. Here's the pitch. A little too high to take us to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we'll be with you all season long. My dad used to say, if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise. Here on SHN for district play. That nice clipping of the corner there on the off speed to the, just on that corner, 2-1. We always enjoy the fans interacting with us. Here's another one. That one to the inside corner for another strike, 2-2. Always appreciate, again, the fans for letting us know that they're out there. You can message us on the Bulldog fan text line at 512-522-9105. Here's the next pitch. Curve to the outside. 3-2 at a full count now. Now the 3-2. Swung on, hit late, foul, catchable possibly, yes. Caught in foul territory by the first baseman. I believe that was Alexander, able to chase that one down in foul territory for the first out. Good eye and good job by that young man getting Card out. That'll bring up Max Tomczak. He is 1 for 1. Reached on a walk, came around and scored back in the first. And then had the 2 RBI double to bring in a couple of runs. First pitch to him is a ball to the outside, 1-0. 11-0 your score. New Waverly up top here in the top of the second. Next pitch, too low. Keeps Tomczak ahead here at 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 away. We just posted an update earlier of the broadcast on Facebook, so hopefully some folks will see it. And if you did see that, maybe you're hopping in from social media. Let us know that you're there. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Many people, too, can comment in on YouTube. Here's the pitch to the left-handed batter. To the, oh. Well, they're going to say that one clipped the corner for a strike at 2-1. Here's the pitch. Way too far to the outside. 3 balls and a strike. Good eye by Tomczak. Just 10 games in district play, and this is the opener here tonight in 23-3A. Bass on the mound. Here's the pitch. Swung. This one going to drop it left center. And singles over to first, putting Rayleigh over at second. And Tomczak on a 3-1 reaching will go third in the order. Here's Otto Wineland. Pitch on the way. Too high to the inside. Wineland 1-0. Wineland, by the way, 2 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the first on his first go at it. Came around and scored. Here's a late swing, and it just goes foul. And then he had the RBI single on his second at-bat back in the first, so scoring twice. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away here for New Waverly and Otto Wineland, leading 11-0. Two and 1 the count now. I want to remind folks this weekend in Walker County, actually in Huntsville, is the annual Beer and Crawfish Festival. It's a good time to get out with family, and even if you don't like the first part, there's something family-friendly for everyone. It's put on by the Huntsville DBA, and so if you get a chance, make the short trip from New Waverly and come by Huntsville and enjoy the day. It'll get started at 11. I think they're going to go till 6 o'clock, and then the Main Street Music Series gets underway. That's always a fun time to hear some local music. Here's the next pitch, curve to the corner for the strike, 3-2. So a full count here for Otto Wineland. Payoff pitch coming up for Bass. Runners on 1-2 for New Waverly. Rayleigh over at second. Tomczak over at first. Here's a late swing. This one pops up over the mound. Second baseman trying to make the tag. They drop it. And runners will be on 1, 2, and 3. That was going to be a hard one as it took a grounder. And if I was the official scorekeeper, I would say that that is a hit for Wineland. Don't want to take that away from him. So Tomczak over to second, Rayleigh over to third. Bases loaded yet again for New Waverly. 1 away, leading 11-0 here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Painted the corner on Hathorn, 0-1. I just saw a colleague of mine. I had the privilege of being up at was at Sam Houston for a while, and had the privilege of being all the way up in Fargo at North Dakota State. And the young man who replaced me up there when Bridget and I decided to come back to East Texas, he is already in his 3rd season. It's crazy to think how fast 3 years goes by. Just posted a little bit ago, wrapping up his 3rd year all the way up at North Dakota State. That is crazy. Here's the 1-1. Swung on late foul off the first base side. This one will drop behind the New Waverly dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Again here in the top of the second, 11-0. Action. Jackson Hathorn is 1 for 2 tonight. Had the RBI single in his first at-bat in the first. And then lined one for the second out on his second at-bat in the first as we batted around. Currently, though, finds himself again 1-2. Bases loaded for New Waverly. Here's the pitch. Another one foul. Just need to have a button on repeat every time it goes back there. I've called a lot of baseball games. Just like I said, it's been a long time, but I've only seen it happen once in all the games I've called where a ball actually hit the light and knocked it out. Here's another one fouled into the net, and the count will remain at 1-2. The at-bat stays alive for Jackson Hathorn. Again, as the season goes on, or the district season, we will continue to add a few things. We want to get some more movement on our cameras. Just takes people to do that. Ty may be with us this season. We'll see. He said he's free most nights, so we may utilize him. And that's why it's important that we have sponsors, because I got to pay the young man this year. I can't ask him to help for free. We want to give him a little cheddar. 17 years old, got his first truck, getting ready to drive soon. He's got gas to fill up in that thing. I'll get him to drive me eventually. Here's the 1-2 again. And another one foul way up into the air. And this one, oh, boy, that drops right in the Trinity dugout, and the guys had to move out of the way. I mean, right in front of the fence, right inside the fence where they were standing, took a high bounce off the concrete, and it was so powerful that it went over the dugout. So the at-bat continues here for Jackson Hathorn. It's been a really good at-bat for him. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. New Waverly leads 11-0 here in the top of the second. Cannot believe that we're almost an hour into this broadcast and we're only in the second inning. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, fouled. Goes off the third base side. Make sure to hang out with us briefly after this one is over, maybe a late one. But we will have post-game interview with a few of the players. Thankfully, the fence is there. That ball would have came right back. May have knocked Ty out. I need him. I can't have him knocked out. Count at 1-2 here, still 1 away. I haven't been keeping up with the pitches, but, man, I've got to imagine there's been, boy, I don't know how many to Jackson here. I mean, at least 12. Would I be wrong to say that? And here's the next one, finally to the outside. It'll even us up at 2-2. I mean, we got to be at least 10 pitches to this young man so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Top of the second, 11-0 New Waverly. Jackson Hathorn staying alive. A hit here would score, maybe 2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled. This one may be catchable. Oh, just in front of the New Waverly dugout. It was a good run up there by Alexander. He had one in foul territory earlier, and he was darting all the way in front of that New Waverly dugout. Just couldn't haul that one in. It was just out of his reach. And so now the umpteenth pitch to Jackson Hathorn. Yeah, probably 10 at least. Bass getting tired. Here's the 2-2. This one chopped over to third. Oh, dropped it. Trying to throw home and out. So a good job there. It was Arnold over to Gamble, throwing Rayleigh out. It was a little 5-1 put out there for the second out. Tomzak over to third, Wineland to second, and Hathorn on the choice over to first. Here's the first pitch, just to the outside on Daniel Nixon. Nixon with the RBI single on his second appearance at the plate back in the first. He had 2. He is 2 for 2. Next one also out as well, 2-0. Scored on that first one. He also had he's already got 3 RBIs. Boy, the stakes are cooking. I'll take a medium rare. We'll see if he can put a few more in right here. Need to start firing up the grill. Here's the next one. On the way, off speed, dropped in. Beautiful pitch for the strike. It's 2-1. Want to also thank our friends at Mata's Tactical Supply in New Waverly for their support this year. Here's a swing and a miss to bring us to 2-2. The Mata family, Mata's Tactical Supply, locally owned outdoor and sporting goods store, serving families across New Waverly and Walker County. Whether you enjoy hunting, spending time outdoors, or looking for products designed to help your home and keep your home and family safe, they are the go-to. Here's one right up center. And that should bring in at least one, and it does. So fire up the grills. We got another ribeye cooking, and this time it is Nixon again with an RBI single as he brings in Tomczak over at third. Wineland now forced to third. Hathorn over to second. Bases remain loaded. It's 12-0 New Waverly here in the top of the first. 2 away. In Monta's Tactical Supply, proudly supporting their local community. You can learn more online about their products and store information at montastacticalsupply.com. Here's another one that'll go right up center. Just out of the reach of the shortstop, and another RBI single. This time it's Allred bringing in one. And he is now 3 for 3 tonight. As Wineland will come in and score. Hathorn over to third. Nixon over to second. It's 13-0. My goodness. Nunez back at it. 1 for 1. Reached on a walk, then was eventually put out back in the first. A swing and a miss here. He did have the RBI single on his second at-bat back in the first. Was left stranded as part of 3 that were left on base. As that inning, after nearly 30 minutes, finally came to an end. Here's the pitch. This one in the zone for a strike. It's a quick 0-2 count here on Ryson Nunez. 0-2, 2 away, bases loaded for New Waverly. Again, leading 13-0 here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Curve to the outside. And the first ball of this at bat at 1-2 and 2 away. Man, I'll tell you, if we could just copy and paste this night, it would be beautiful. This one, pitch to the outside, gets away from the catcher, but hits up against the backstop. Nobody will run, and the count now 2's across the board. Just one of those beautiful nights for baseball. I keep saying that, but it just doesn't get much better than this. You know, you're here in March, and sometimes you still have a chance for a little cold spell to come through. We saw one last week. I was broadcasting baseball back in Georgetown, and in mid-April, we had a cold front come through. It was 33 degrees in the middle of a game. Here's a swing into the back of the net, and the count remains 2-2. So even though sometimes you think winter is over, it's not. And by the way, happy spring. It is the first day officially of spring today. Sometimes it's on the 21st, this year on the 20th. And what a great way to start spring here with district baseball getting underway. Here's the 2-2. Swung on to the back of the net. The at-bat stays alive for Ryson Nunez. The ball boy over here has got one of those big hats on. He's got some gold chains. We're going to have to get Tyler that. We'll get Ty that whenever we get him on camera. We'll get him behind a mic, and we'll get him some gold chains and one of those big hats. I think that would be pretty legit. It's kind of your welcome to having a truck. We'll get him a gold chain. It's got a silver chain, right? But we're going to get him a big gold one. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, line foul off the third base side. Just foul. The at-bat stays alive here for Ryson Nunez. 2-2. New Waverly again with a 13-0 advantage. We're just in the top of the second. Bass remains on the bump. Here's the pitch. A little high, and we've got a 3-2 full count. It's kind of nice after football you go, and then the new year starts. Basketball's high energy, and baseball you just kind of get to chill. As Nunez will reach on a walk, that's going to force in a run. Hathorn will come in. Nixon over to third, Allred to second, and Nunez on a payoff pitch reaches on a walk. It'll bring up Jace Wells as we are through 8 batters, the 9th, and an opportunity after this to possibly bat around again. But Coach will have a discussion on the mound, and we'll see if there's a change coming up. We'll take that break. We'll be back in a moment. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Stay with us. All right, back at it as Bass will remain. Here's one over to right center, and on the pitch, it is out by Jace Wells. So Wells will pop one up over to right field for the third and final out, but not before New Waverly again dominating here and putting up 3 more runs. Those 3 runs coming on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. We'll take a break. Bottom of the second, if you can believe that, an hour into the broadcast coming up. We are through 1.5. We'll be back in a moment here on SHN. All right, friends, back at it as we get started here in the bottom of the second. It'll go 6, 7, and 8. Gamble, Garcia, and Barnett. And the first pitch to the outside for a ball. It's 1-0 on Gamble. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Barnett at the 8th, and then 9th will be Petty. Next pitch also to the outside. Early count here, 2 balls and no strike. Here's the next one from Card, right at the belt line on the inside. And a quick 3 pitches, 3 balls here by Card on the right-handed pitch to the right-handed batter, Gamble. One more on the way. Ooh, nice curve back inside. How about that? Beautiful pitch as it comes back in. Into the zone to bring us to 3-1. And the next pitch here also just getting in that corner for a strike on the off speed. It's 3-2. Full count we are on Gamble. We had 1 strikeout here in this game and won't get it here, and Gamble will reach on a walk. That 1 strikeout, by the way, was on Barron on the 3rd and final out back in the 1st. We are just in the bottom of the second, 14-0. New Waverly with the commanding lead here so far tonight. I thought it was Garcia, but they have a different batter out here. It is Bass. So Bass is actually out there. The pitcher. This one barely hits. Catcher throws over to first, and just in plenty of time, Tomzak to Hathorn. Campbell will advance over to second, but a nice job on the 2-3 put out from Tomzak to Hathorn over at first. That brings up Barnett, the designated hitter. And then on deck is Petty, the shortstop. First time we're getting a look at these guys tonight. Here's the pitch. Trying to curve that one back inside, but it was too far out. 1 ball, no strikes on Barnett, the designated hitter. We are 1 away. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. 14-0, New Waverly leads, but it is the Tigers at bat here. The next pitch, that one does curve back in for a strike, 1-1. I like that changeup pitch. We've seen a couple of those, and it's been very effective here. Here's the next one. This one straight away, swing, and a miss, 1-2. Also got out of the catcher's glove, but he's able to get back on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight on SHN. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. And the second strikeout of the night for Jace Card. So after Gamble reaching on a walk, it has now been 2 down for Jace Card, and we'll see if he can complete it here at the bottom of the order. Petty, the shortstop. Here's the pitch to the right-handed batter. Change up this time too low for a ball, 1-0. Here's the next pitch. This one swung on and missed, 1-1. Card starting to find his rhythm now on the bump. Just for a moment, Petty will step out of the box. Now back in, the right foot at the bottom of the right batter's box. Here's the pitch. This time too far to the outside. 2 balls, a strike, 2 away. Again, I want to thank Hit Solutions, Robert Lindeman, providing baseball coaching, HITTSS.com. If you're interested in learning more, here's one that pops up, and Tomczak making a dive. Oh, baby, what a play! Max Tomczak came from his spot there behind the plate and was able to dive down and snag it for the 3rd and final out. That will take us through 2. It's 14-0, New Waverly. Top of the 3rd coming up. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. Stay with us, friends. No hits, runs, or errors. 1 left on base for Trinity, and they trail New Waverly 14-0 as we get underway here, about to start the top of the 3rd. Welcome back. Rob Hipp here on SHN. And we have another pitching change now for Trinity as we get started here again in the top of this 3rd inning. Young man out there on the mound right now getting those warm-up pitches. Oh, I can't even see his number. I need Tyler to zoom in on that guy so I can see his number. I don't have my binoculars tonight. 8. There you go. Thank you, Ty. Thank you. Alexander. So Alexander will pitch here now for. So that's going to move someone over at first. And now over at first is Ogden. So Ogden moves over to first. That's going to change up someone at center field. Ty, I don't know if you can zoom into center field out there. I'm telling you, man. Okay, let's see. That's a little blurry. Hold on, that guy right back there. No, go back. Center field. There you go, that guy. All right, what do we see? 15. So that's going to change left field. So go over to left field because that's Barron. All right, and then over there at left field. Oh, that one I can't see. It's trying to focus on the net. Come on. We may just have to forget about it, dude. I cannot see that. Good look, Ty. That'll just remind me I need to bring my binoculars, man. We don't have that camera set up for manual stuff right now. I don't want to put that on Ty. Hey, we'll start here at the bottom for New Waverly, leading 14-0. Here's the pitch from Alexander. Swung on here. And out. Who'd that go to? Did the pitcher do that, Ty? Did he throw it or did he go walk over there? And no, he just flipped it over. Okay, I wasn't even paying attention. A little 1-3 put out then. Okay. One away. We'll go back to the top. By the way, that was a different batter there for New Waverly. It was not Peyton Riley, by the way, or Rayleigh. We'll go back to the top here. It's Jace Card. Card is 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch to the outside, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Alexander's pitch, too high to bring us to 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler, there may be a water over there for both of us. You can grab one too, man, where my backpack is. I don't know what I did with it. No, I should have my backpack. The actual backpack. Ah, there you go. I thought I put some waters in there for us. Are there any in there? I guess I left those too, man. Is there one for you? There you go. Have that one, Ty. I didn't leave you out, man. Uh-oh, I didn't pay attention. What happened? Guess one got on just a second ago. I wasn't paying attention. Did he hit? Or did he walk? Uh-oh. I didn't hear anybody cheer. I'll just give him a walk. My bad. Here's a swing. This one over. Drops off the right field. Good hit there from New Waverly's Max Tomczak. Yeah, we'll just give him a hit. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry, folks. I was not paying attention to Jace Card there. I was focused on the water. I was getting thirsty. Top of the third we are. 1 away. Runners on 1 and 2 for New Waverly, leading 14-0. Here's the pitch. Beautiful pitch right in the zone and the off speed to Otto Wineland. No balls, 1 strike. I woke up this morning. I had strep throat a couple of weeks ago. I was on antibiotics. Here's another one too high. I woke up this morning. Man, my throat was sore as all get out again. And it has been but it's not strep. It's just this smoke that has rolled into this area over the last couple. Finally, it blew out today. Ooh, that one, little inchworm pitch, got inside. The smoke that came in over the last 2 days, and luckily it's all kind of blown out now. But man, I don't do well with that stuff, and it has my throat and my allergies all out of whack. That one got him. Tattoo shop opening up for the second time tonight. That one's going to hurt on the left hip, and so Wineland hit by a pitch over to first, and that will load up the bases. As Card is over to third, Tomczak at 2, and now Wineland over there at first, and that's going to bring us to 4th in the order. Cleaning up action, Jackson Hathorn, the first baseman. Scored 2 runs, 3 at-bats so far tonight. The right-handed batter stands in the center of the box. Alexander on the mound. Here's the pitch to the, they're going to say it got the corner, 0-1. I'm a bad judge at, pitches. Because I'll look, and to me, I'm like, ooh, that looked like it was a ball. And here's the next one. And see, that, to me, it was low, but it's hard for me to see. That was low. That was a ball. But a little bit higher would have been a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Jackson Hathorn His last at-bat in the second, reached on the fielder's choice, eventually came around and scored. The 14th run that is on the board right now. We are in the top of the third. 1 ball, 1 strike. New Waverly with a huge advantage. I think the run rule's after 3 if you're up by this many. I may be wrong. This one swung on foul. Oh! Little toots out there, got to watch out, man. Oh, it's after 5. So if the team is up by 10 after 5, or 4.5 if it's the home team. So if New Waverly can hold on to this advantage. But the way it's going tonight, we may have a regular time baseball game. You know, normally it's like 3 hours. We may have that tonight. May not even be at 5 yet. Next pitch to the outside, 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, fouled over at right field. The count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. 14-0 New Waverly advantage. District 23 3A opener here tonight on SHN. Weekend coming up tomorrow. I'm so excited. I need a nice Saturday relaxing day. My beautiful wife, our 2 children, we're just try to sleep in, but we got a 4-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. There's no sleeping in. When they get up, they're ready to roll. Here's the 2-2. Tried to bite at it, and the Bulldog backed off of it. Dog catcher was coming for him, and he got away from him. 3-2, full count. I don't even know what that means, but it sounded cool. Ty's like, come on, man. That's what happens. The payoff pitch coming up from Alexander. Here's the pitch. High to the inside. Throw the bat and walk your way over, young man. And that's going to bring in Jace Card as well. So the 15th run of the night goes to Jace Card as the June bugs are out, dude. It is only March, and there's a June bug. Look at that guy. Look at him. He flew right over to me. I don't know if I've seen a June bug in March before. Tom Zek over to the third, Wineland to second, and Hathorn reaching on a walk. Here, oh! Did that hit him? It was close. Daniel Nixon almost nicked one right on his back. Got away, so luckily didn't hit him. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Next one on the way. Hard hit over to center. Barron, and it drops right at right center. And they're just going to run one in, so an RBI single as Tom Zak will come in and score. Wineland to third, Hathorn to second, and the RBI single for Daniel Nixon. He's cooking the steaks tonight. Boy, is he. 5 RBIs tonight from Nixon. Go down 6 in the order. The second baseman, Camden Allred. Is that right? 19? Here's the pitch. No, it's not Allred. It's number 5. Pitch was to the outside. No, they're going to say it painted the corner. 0-1. Let me see who 5 is here. I should have this. Appreciate Coach sending me information. I don't have a oh, that's Colin Conover. Colin Conover out there tonight. Hope I didn't miss that earlier because Allred was the one that was listed. Colin Conover, one of the returners on this team. Next one was a ball. This one over to third, just out of the reach of the glove. And Conover says, Red Rover, let me come over. And he'll have an RBI single. Bringing in Wineland. Hathorn over to third. Nixon to second. Bases remain loaded, and it is now 17-0. New Waverly. And just 1 out here in the top of the third. They're letting the boys take a seat tonight. Nunez normally in this spot, but he's not out there now. And so the new batter here for New Waverly, a lefty. Here's the pitch on the way. Just inside the corner for a strike. It's 1-1. I wish he would turn. I can't see his number. 1 ball and 1 strike. I guess I got to pay attention on the swing here. It's not Nunez. Here's the pitch. Gets away from him. It's number 2. And that would be Ryder Armstrong. Had a chance. I talked to Ryder a while ago. He was one of the young men walking in as we were walking in. Great young man here on this team, Ryder Armstrong. Left-handed batter. Here's the right-handed pitch, way high to the outside as it bounces off the backstop, and Hamble able to get back on it. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ryder Armstrong. He can just wait around, and that'll force another one in. Bases remain loaded. 17-0 New Waverly. Here's the pitch. And that one is to the outside, and so Armstrong will reach on a walk, and that's going to force in Hathorn, Action Jackson. Nixon over to third, Kahn over to second, and Ryder Armstrong, and we'll probably have another pitching change, and I think we will. We'll have that pitcher for you when we come back. It has been all New Waverly here in the 23-3A District Opener. We'll take a break. This is New Waverly Bulldogs Baseball on SHN. Stay with us. Welcome back at it, friends. Want to take a moment to thank our good friends who are helping to make this broadcast possible tonight. One of them is my good friend Joshua Harris of the Oak Ridge Disciple House, a faith-based, nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. There may be somebody out there that you know that needs help. There is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. You can find out more information online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Again, that website, oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Also want to thank Robert Lindeman of Hit Solutions, providing baseball training and more. You can find out more online at hitts.com, helping to instruct the stars to shine. If you'd like that baseball training and help and coaching, it's not just about the game. He helps develop champions, but he also helps develop those champions, not just on the field, but off the field. It's Robert Lindeman. And also our friends at Texas Signature Roofing, their website, texassignatureroofing.com. As we get back into action, the pitching changes. Barnett, who is a designated hitter, he's out there now, and here's New Waverly. It is the first one to the outside. This is not Jace Wells either for New Waverly. This is another batter. Ryan, I believe that's Ryan Sanderson. It is Ryan Sanderson. Here's a swing, late one, fouled into the net. Off the third base side for Ryan Sanderson. One away, bases remain loaded, 18-0 New Waverly here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. Clip the corner for a strike. It's 1-2. kind of point you just be like, oh, go ahead, just call a strike. These young men don't want that. They want a chance to hit this one, knock it out of here. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, duck under that one. A little limbo, duck, duck, goose down there, 2-2. I mean, we don't mind when the tattoo shop opens, but not on the back of your head. 2-2, bases loaded, 18-0 New Waverly. Here's the pitch. In the dirt to the outside. Takes us to a full count at 3-2. Boy, Dairy Queen may not be open by the time we leave here tonight. The one in Huntsville closed. I told Ty on the way in, I said, man, I'm looking forward to DQ on the way out of here tonight. Here's a swing. Wow. Give that young man credit out there. I think that may have been Petty. I don't have my binoculars on, but the shortstop, what a grab out there for the second out. Great effort by that young man on a payoff pitch. And now we have batted around again as we go. Oh, I don't even know where I'm at now. Oh, that's the second. Gosh, I've really messed this score sheet up now, dude. I don't know where I'm at, man. Are we back at the top? I've completely lost track of where I'm at. That was Sanderson with that out just then, right? Okay, so we are back at the top. I have completely just messed up my whole score sheet. And normally Jace Card would be up here. The count is 2-0. At the top, Jace Card usually in that spot, but because of how things are going tonight, we've got another batter out there for New Waverly. Is that Colin Namkin? I can't see if that's Namkin or not. Here's the pitch. No. Oh, good night. That's Trevor Twardowski. Boy, and Trevor put the Twardowski right there on the mound. Good night. Barnett shaking his hand. Takes right up the middle. Brings in a run. Golly. Nixon coming in and scoring, by the way. Nakano over to third. Ryder Armstrong to second. And then that was Trevor Twardowski. As he singles one right up, the RBI single. 19-0. We just made a whole new verb from that young man. He Twardowski'd that one right up the middle. I mean, it just popped. Thankfully, I'm not making fun of that. I mean, I'm definitely not making fun of anybody getting remotely hurt, but good night. He put the fire. I thought the smoke was coming off of these burns that they do here around this area, but no, that was coming. It was 2 days ago from tonight. It went back into the past. It was so strong. Here's the pitch. I mean, my score sheet's shot, by the way. Not a clean score sheet tonight. I don't know what's going on. Here's Jace Card. I thought we went back to the top. Did we shift everything down? I think I'm just about to give up, by the way. Here's the pitch. I mean, once you mess up your card, too, and you're trying to call it, there ain't no going back. It's 2-0 is the count here on Jace Card. Who is this behind him? Is that Tomzek on deck? 2-0 count, 2 away. And here's the pitch. This one right past the shortstop. And this is going to come in and score one. I mean, yeah, I got all messed up around here somewhere. I don't know what happened. It's 20s. That's all that really matters right now. I'm just going to, like, make some weird mark up here off of my score sheet that doesn't even make sense. And then we're going to say Jace Card just had an RBI single. And then whoever this guy was above him, that's going to go over to second. Conover's going to come in and score. Maybe Armstrong over third. I'm not even looking right now. And so that's where we are. Now we'll go to Max Tomzek. So somehow I've just got a random guy floating up here at the top, and I have no idea what happened. I mean, when you're bat around every inning, it is very difficult to keep up with. Here's Max Tomzek, by the way. He has scored every at-bat that he has been at here tonight. 4 runs for this young man. Swing and a foul here off the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, 20-0 New Waverly. That's all you need to know. One, 2 away. Oh. I was wondering, our signal has kind of went down a little bit over there. Here's another one hit over to center. How about that? Tomzak bringing in 1. And so I guess we'll say Armstrong comes in. Twardarski over to second, and Tomzak with an RBI single. 21 now is where we are at.
Hey guys, don't mess with that, please. Put that down. Do not stand on that.
Man. I have children, so that was daddy coming out right there. Some dad's going to come up here and get on it. I'm like, dude, your kid was standing on our Starlink. 1-0 here to this is the joy of this, though, you know, because it's like you're called a game. You're also like being the disciplinarian of children stepping on your equipment. Friends, I'm telling you, man, it's fun, though. Here's 1 over. Oh, this one's going deep down off left. It drops just inside the corner at 3:05. And another RBI single. And that's going to bring in somebody, Ty. Trevor Twardarski coming in and scoring. There you go. Trevor Twardarski comes in to score. And I've completely lost what's going on. 22-0. Oh, the tattoo shop. Did it open again? Gosh. We may just shut this broadcast off and preserve our data. Oh. This is Jackson Hathorn, by the way. Runners remain at 1, 2, and 3. 22-0. Here's the pitch to the outside. Clips the corner. And it is a strike, 1-1.
Next Thursday, maybe. Yeah. Next Thursday, maybe.
I just don't understand the obsession of the children standing on our Starlink satellite dish tonight. There's plenty of room over there for them to run around, and there's no parents watching them. Here's the 2-1. This one over to short, trying to make the throw to first, and in time, yes, and that will finally put this one out on the 3rd out. But not before New Waverly, more commanding runs, leading 22-0. We are through 2.5, bottom of the 3rd, coming up when we come back. This is New Waverly Bulldog Baseball on SHN. All right, guys, back at it as we continue on. Rob Hip alongside Ty. Ty, flip that microphone down, man. Let's get you on here, for I'm getting bored, man. What's going on, man?
Well, just, it all comes down, I think, this game to the pitching. They're getting in a lot of really bad scenarios where bases are loaded and then just keep rolling in the singles. It's just down to the fundamentals of baseball.
I'm hungry, and there's been so many ribeyes that have been cooked already, and I'm hoping that those guys got them going medium rare tonight. 22-0, New Waverly has been in the driver's seat. And, I do want to say, though, if there's any Trinity fans, these are tough ones. It's not easy sometimes, especially when you get in a hole like this. And I hope that Trinity, they're going to be at bat here, and I hope these young men can find a couple of runs here, because you just don't want to see a score 22-0. And so I do feel for these guys. Beasley is going to come out and lead off here. Great young man. He did single, and the stolen base was left stranded back in the first. And we have just now batted around for Trinity. So 22-0 as we get rolling here in the bottom of the third. I want to welcome you in here on SHN, and it would be nice, though, to see Trinity get a few runs here just to get a little bit in it for these guys. Looks like the kids have moved away from the Starlink. And Jackson Hathorn, by the way, pitching now. Here's the right-handed pitch to the right-handed batter. Swing and a miss. Action Jackson.
A little bit of a wind farmer there.
Ty, you call this, man. Give it a shot.
Pitching up. Ooh, almost a tattoo right by the belt buckle. Going into a 1-1 count.
We'll just throw you in here. You're doing good, man. Give me a break.
Action Jackson pitching. Oh, just by the belt line again. Trying to find that strike zone for a 2-1 count. Action Jackson ready to pitch again.
I like how you're bringing in what I say.
Ooh, little high. Batter going to step off here for a second. Action Jackson trying to find the strike zone again for a 3-1 count. Going in. Low. He's going to walk.
Oh, so Beasley will reach on a walk. And coming up here is Ogden. He is 0 for 1. He popped one up over to right field for the first out on a 1-2 back in the first. Ty Stutler back at it here on SHN. So I like Ty. You just say, Ty, can you do that? No questions.
Ogden stepping in here, and he's been one of the couple people that's able to barrel the ball. Had a deep fly out earlier today, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah,
at least.
had that fly out to right field. It was out. Left-handed batter, and it's going to come off the right-handed pitching of Jackson Hathorn.
You know what I want to see today? I want to see someone pull the ball and hit a deep right fielder. I don't feel like we've seen it.
Yeah, the thing is, the wind is coming in now. It's going to be hard to get those out there, but we'll see. Here's one to the outside. Oh, sorry, Ty, that was you. I'm just going to put my head down and take a nap.
It's a long night out here for us. Oh, up again. This is going to make 2 balls, 0 strikes. Ogden stepping out for a second, get his head straight. Stepping back in, crowding the plate a little bit. Let's see if it comes to his advantage. He's going to steal out to second.
Beasley with that stolen base to second on a 2-1 now to Ogden.
Jackson watching second. Pitching up to Ogden. Ooh, swing and a miss. Tried to barrel the ball there. Got a little over it. Making it a 2-2 count. Action Jackson at the plate, likes the first pitch. Watching second, winding up, and ooh, barrel the ball. Pop up foul, way past the batter's cage. Feel like we've hit quite a few balls over there tonight.
Yeah, there's been a few runners going to grab those out there.
They're going to say that was a little up and out for him, making it a full count at 3-2.
What a bitch at 2. Jackson's dad of the Hathorn family from Texas Signature Roofing.
They're going to say that was outside for him. Jackson doesn't like that call one bit, but Ogden going over to first.
Yeah, so now those first two batters reaching on walks here is you'll have Beasley over at second, as you just said, Ogden at first, and that's going to bring up Arnold, the third baseman. He is over. He reached on a walk on a 3-1 pitch and was left stranded back at first.
He's going to do a little bit of a wind farmer there for the first strike.
The old wind farmer. The old windy farmer.
Going to be another wind farmer on him, 2-0 count.
0-2, yeah, 0-2.
Jackson laying him right in there. See if Jackson's going to go back or if he's going to try and switch it up, maybe with a curve or a changeup. Goes back to the old reliable. Gets a little high on it, though. 1-2 count. 0 outs. First and second covered. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He's out of there. Action Jackson with his first strikeout of the inning.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there on a 1-2 to strike out Arnold, and that is Jackson Hathorn's first strikeout, coming in and relieving Jace Card, and now the left fielder, Barron. No, I don't think it is. I think that may be someone else. It's Alexander.
Strike 1. 0-1 count.
Alexander is 0 for 1 as he popped one up over to second for the second out back in the first.
Pop up by the kids, and no one's hit. They have moved far away from the start lane.
Yeah, they're like way out there now. That's where they should be.
Out by right field, past the foul. Looks like a little game of baseball going over there, too. Maybe we got to do a little bit of calling over there. As you get a foul ball as they battle. Bring it to an 0-2 count. Catcher's getting a little sore in the knees. That just tells you how long this game is going on for the lack of innings. As Trinity is still looking for their first score late in the third. Action Jackson getting ready for the pitch. Likes the first one he sees. Winding up. Just low and outside.
You know, I wanted to point something out, though. Those they're just children. I got 2 little ones, too. So once you tell them, hey, don't do that, you just kind of, then they don't anymore. But here's the deal. Look at them over there playing. I love that because nowadays, and then you got another group of kids over here on tablets. I love seeing the kids out there playing, man. That is so important for little ones to be out there playing and enjoying a night like tonight.
Action Jackson gets a little low on another one. Going to try and throw him out. Does throw him out at third. That brings it to a 2-out game. 2-2 is the count. Runner on second. Trinity still looking for their first score. Would have put him in position there, Rob.
Yeah, that was Beasley trying to get over. Ogden will advance over to second, but Beasley is out, and a beautiful job on the defensive work by New Waverly to throw him out at third. Second out.
Beasley looks like he's a little mad over there in the dugout. Had a few chances here as Jackson with the windup. Gets a little low on it. Doesn't give it to him. As it brings us to another full count this inning. 2 out, 1 at second.
Yeah, this at-bat has been really good for Alexander here as he's staying alive.
Ooh, tries to catch it right there on top. Now it's just cursed right there as Action Jackson throws him out. It's the end of the inning going into the fourth.
That is it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on, 22-0. And
looks like they are calling the game there.
I was going to say they better call
emptying
it
the dugouts. About to go and shake hands with each other.
Ty, I'm going to run down. If you can control the audio for me, I'd like to go run down and talk to let's go down and talk to I can pick my poison here, any of them. I'm going to go down and talk to Daniel Nixon tonight as he had all these RBIs, so we'll go talk to him. And do you mind handing me that wireless microphone? And Ty, you go ahead and stay on. And just adjust the camera. I'm going to go to home plate, and the volume for this microphone, Ty, we're just kind of doing this, you know, as we, oh no, the battery's dead. No. Dude, it's been that kind of a night.
Yeah, it has.
Hold on. Maybe we have, nope. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, man. And we don't have extra batteries. These guys are ready to get out of here.
You know, it's one thing after another. It's a 22-0 game. Everyone did amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah, I cannot believe that. We had full batteries when we started. Well, hey, that'll wrap it up. We're going to get out of here. I know a lot of folks kind of tired anyways, but, hey, credit New Waverly tonight. They come in and take care of business in this district opener with a commanding 22-0 win. That is your final here tonight, as that will wrap it up. Again, I want to give a big shout-out to our friends at Mata's Tactical Supply, also G3 Give God Glory. I want to thank our friends over at Texas Signature Roofing, Hit Solutions, Player Development, online at hittss.com, and also the Oak Ridge Disciple House. That'll wrap it up here tonight. We will be back on the air next week. Make sure to stay locked in here to SHN. For Ty Stutler, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you tonight that we are not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Look, there he is. Look, there he is. He's in the witness protection program. He's like, get me off of there. Have a great night. God bless you guys.
I didn't do my hair, Rob.
Yeah. And go Bulldogs. We'll see you later.